I'm Bryce Johnston. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Philadelphia. My occupation, I'm a social worker during the day, and at night I'm Al Bundy. I sell kids shoes. I am the youngest of four. I have three older brothers. Single family home. My mom raised us. She's the best in the whole wide world. I live by myself currently. And yeah, I'm born and raised in Philly, so Philly's an amazing place. You know, it definitely gives me an edge over the other people that are here because they're not from Philly. There's no place in the world like Philly, so I think that's going to put me over the top. But also, I can't lose because then I had to go home to Philly, so I'll be in trouble. So, you know, it puts a lot of pressure on me. But, you know, I'm glad that I'm from a city like Philly because it's not the easiest city to grow up in, but it's definitely an amazing city. You know, it's diverse. It's got different things. You know, people like me come out of Philly. So it's definitely a diverse city. So I love the fact that I'm from Philly, though. So growing up, I went to Temple University. I went to school to be a teacher. So while I was student teaching at a school I would call in the hood a little bit, the less privileged children, I kind of noticed that I took a knack to the kids, and I kind of felt like I was spending less time worrying about the lesson plans and like worrying about like the kids at night, and like, you know, some of the kids would come to school hungry, and it kind of really touched on my heart. And I kind of felt like the type of personality that I have, I could be so much more use out in the actual community and not per se like in a classroom. So that's when I kind of started thinking like, do I really want to pursue a career in teaching? I'm glad that I graduated and have a degree in teaching, but I kind of started pursuing other things. And I first started working like in a foster care agency where, you know, kids would come throughout the foster care system. And so I kind of really enjoyed working for a vendor agency, working with the kids, but I kind of felt like I didn't really have enough control over the cases. So I kind of moved to a child welfare agency where I kind of like actually control the cases from like the start to the finish. So I could actually like, you know, produce a happy ending or possibly save a teenager. I kind of work with the at-risk teenagers. We call them the ungovernables. So the kids that are like on drugs, the kids that are like not coming home, not going to school. So it's my job to get them in shape. And it's always kind of funny when you get this badass kid and I comes to the door like, hi. And they're like, what is he going to do that, you know, that my parents aren't going to do? But my actual love and the actual fact that I really care and I'm persistent, and, you know, time after time, like, you know, the kids won't meet me. I'll go to their jobs, you know, I'll go to their school. Like, you know, I'll pop up in their math class and they like, what the? So, you know, my persistence, I wear them down a little bit and I get them to trust me. And like, you know, I'm a non-threatening person. People generally tend to love me if I want them to love me, but, you know, they can hate me too. So, you know, it all depends on how I really kind of want it to go. I love my job selling shoes too because it's what paid for me to go to college. So I didn't come from money. I kind of like came from, like I said, a single mom who worked jobs to ensure that, you know, her children, you know, had what they needed. So in ways, I'm very, very grateful that I, you know, do work at Strive Right because I was able to put myself through college and I'm able to kind of have a little extra spending money. But it definitely kind of sucks. You know, some days I go from getting up at 7:30 in the morning to go to school, to then go to court, to then come to the office, and then, you know, from the office to go to Strive Right and have to measure stinky little feet, and then, you know, have to go home, and then my day starts all over again. So it's definitely kind of like, but I mean, it's my life. I've chose it. So, you know, I definitely am not complaining, but, you know, I'm just telling you sometimes how I feel about it. $1 million would mean so much to me because it would change my life. I would feel like I would be able to provide for my mom, who's provided for me so well. And I just feel like my mom's getting up there in age, and my mom gets up every day at 5 a.m. and goes to work and travels over an hour and a half to get to her job every day. And my mom doesn't complain. And so $1 million would mean to me that I could secure my mom to know that she would definitely not have to work again in her life. And I also would want to like start a foundation because I feel like a lot of the children that I work with, they, you know, we get them at the end of the spiel when they're bad, and like, you know, but if there were preventative measures put into place, that, you know, there were different programs in Philadelphia, like the schools, they cut like 32 public schools. Like the next school year that's going around, like they're not going to school with secretaries or gym teachers. Like, how do you not have a secretary at a school? And I feel like we're taking so much from our kids that it's like, why are we not expecting them to be badasses? Like, because, you know, we're taking so much from them. Like a summer ago, they took away like public libraries, and like they took away like half of the city's swimming pools. So it's like, well, what do you expect these kids to get into? So I definitely would want to start a foundation or organization that kind of like touched at-risk kids, that gave them outlets to do different things with their life. So it's just not, building more prisons essentially, or putting them in the morgue. I'm worried out that somebody I'm going to meet is probably going to press my button, and I'm going to have to let them know about themselves. And that's kind of like my problem. I'm very blunt with my friends, but I'm coming from a place of love, but I'm very blunt, and I just feel like I'm probably going to maybe butt heads with somebody, or we're not going to agree, and I may overreact and kind of tell it like it is, and kind of give them a dose of their own reality. So I am worried about that. I've been working on it. I've been praying really, really hard that I find the strength to overcome these demons. But, I'm worried about it. Right now, I am totally ready, and I just can't wait for the adventure to start. Like, I can't wait to interact with these people and kind of like just feel their energy, feel my energy, and start this game. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. I'm ready to be the sole survivor. So I just can't wait. I just cannot wait until the game starts, is how I'm feeling. Like, it needs to start now. Like, I would like it to start now. But I've learned patience in my life, and I know that in due time, good things happen. So, but I'm super excited. I'm ready to start the game. Absolutely.